Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be going over how to index lists in Python, also known as how to access items in a Python list. Now before we get started, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. It really supports me throughout my journey of making these educational content. Now let's get started. So first of all, let's learn about what are lists. If you don't know what lists are, you can go ahead and click the pop-up video in the top right, which is my previous video, which teaches you everything about lists. Okay, a quick recap. Lists are items that a list is a data type in Python that contains multiple items separated by commas and are enclosed within a square brackets. Lists are also known as mutable data structures, whereas tuples are immutable. This means that list items in a list can be changed and added or deleted. So now let's learn about how to access these items in a Python list. So let's say we have a Python list called this list, and we set it equal to, and we'll just put some fruits in there. We'll put apples, and we'll put bananas, and then we'll put cherries. Alright, now let's say we want to access bananas in this list, right? Well, how do we just get bananas in this list? Well, if we were to just get bananas in this list, we could do something called indexing, which is where we print the list, where we print this list, and then we put another square brackets, and then we write the index of the value. So in this case, I'm going to write 1. Now notice here, instead of writing 2, I wrote 1. And this is because Python indexing always starts at 0. So apples would be index 0, bananas would be index 1, and cherries would be index 2. Let's go ahead and check that. If we were to check that, we can see that we get bananas printed. Okay, now let's learn about another type of indexing called negative indexing. Negative indexing means we start from the end rather than starting from the beginning. So if we were to say, this time it starts at -1, however. So -1 in negative indexing refers to the last item, -2 refers to the second last item, and etc., so on and so forth. So if I have the same list right here, and I wanted to print the last element, instead of writing 0, because -0 is not a thing, we start off at -1. And -1 would print out cherries. So -1 is used for printing out the last item in the list, whereas 0 is used for printing out the first item in the list. Now, how do we get, well, this only shows us how to get one item in the list. What if we want like a range of items from the list? A specific range. So you can use something called range of indexes. You can specify a large range of indexes by specifying where to start and where to end the range. When specifying a range, the return value will be a new list with these specified items. So let's say I have this list, and let's just go ahead and add some extra fruits into this. So let's just add those: apple, banana, cherry, orange, kiwi, melon, and mango. Now I want to print, let's just say, from index 2, which is cherry, all the way until we'll just go index 5. So if we were to write this 2 to 5 and we were to run this, let it load, I guess. Alright, here we go. We get cherry, orange, and kiwi. Now there is something very important to note here, and the important thing to note is that the search will start at index 2. So index 2 is included. So we go 0, 1, 2. So cherry will be included in this. And then it ends at index 5. So 3, 4, 5. Melon is 5. But if you notice here, melon never got printed. This is because Python doesn't include the last index. If we wanted to print index 5, we would have to just do a +1, which is 6. So it includes 2, but then it's just -1 from the last index that you include in the range. So this would print out melon. But here we'll just keep it at cherry, orange, and kiwi. And remember that the first item in the index always has an index 0. Alright, now what if we wanted to print out, let's just say, from the start till a specific index? Well, we could do that using something, by using an index and leaving the first space blank. So by leaving out the start value, the range will start at the first item. So if we were to print out, let's just leave colon and we'll just say 4 in this. And let's see what we get. From here we get all the way from apples, 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index. We get all the way from the 0th index to the 3rd index. And remember, like in the last example, we don't include the 4th index. We only include the starting index. So notice here I don't even have a number in the start. That is because if we were to just leave a colon and then write an ending number, Python automatically interprets that as starting from the start and ending at a specific number. So this will start at the start and end at index 3, or the end of the range that you provided, which is index 4, but it does not include index 4. Now the same thing can be done with the end value. So if we were to swap this around, we were to put, let's put 2 and then colon here, and we were to run this, we would get cherry, orange, kiwi, melon, and mango. We would get everything from index 2 onwards to the end. So leaving a blank space in the end of the index range tells Python to go all the way until the end. Now let's learn about range of negative indexes. To specify negative indexes, you want to start the search from the end of the list. So how would we do that? So if we were to put, we'll do negative indexing, so we'll go -4 to, and we'll say just -1. So what does this print out? So if you were to use your knowledge of negative indexing, we could see that this example returns from orange to, but not including, mango, -1. Because remember, this does not include the last index. When in index ranges, we do not include the last element. So we start from -4 index, or the negative index of -4, and we go until the negative index of -1, but do not include -1 index. Okay, now how do we check if there's an item in a list? Well, if you don't know about if loops, you can go and check out my video, but we can use something called an if loop. So an if loop will check, like, if this is in the list, then print out, yes, this is in the list. So let's go ahead and check. Okay, let's write an if statement to check if, we'll just say banana is in this list. So as you can see, banana is in this list, so this should print out, yes, banana is in the list. So let's write if, and then we'll write banana, and we'll write in this list. Now, what do we want it to do if banana is in the list? Well, we want it to print, yes, banana is a fruit in the list. So if we were to run this, we would get, yes, banana is a fruit in the list. That's because this if statement will go and check inside the list called this list, and we'll check if the string banana is present in there. And yes, we can see that the string banana is present. Now what if we put something that is not present? So we'll write else print, and we'll write no, that fruit is not in the list. So let's try to find a fruit that's not in the list. We got apples, bananas, we'll put strawberry. Alright, now let's check if strawberry is in the list. So strawberry is not present in the list. So this if, the if statement will go and check, okay, this list, nope, it's not in this list. So it'll go to the else and it'll just print, no, that fruit is not in the list. So that's the basics of how to access items in a Python list. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really supports me. And have a nice day.